we got to get at least 10 of them things.
There you go. Minimum 10.
Minimum 10 streams of income for those of you out there listening on YouTube. 10 streams of income. In order to be in order to live that pom-pom lifestyle. Plenty of money, peace of mind.
Yes.
Yeah, multiple streams all flowing in. Multiple streams, which are your rivers or your brooks or your streams, all flowing together in one body of water, one ocean.
Yeah. It's so funny you say that. So I listened to this. Oh, we didn't even introduce ourselves, but I listened to this lady. Her name is Tony Jones. Absolutely amazing. She has this new album. She's like a motivational person, motivational speaker. I won't say speaker, but motivational music and affirmations. Anyways, this one song that she did this her new album is called Currency, like with SEA, right? And it talks about how all money is associated with water.
It's a current. Yeah, they're all current.
Currency. So
yeah, they're all currents flowing
frequency of money to get more money. Okay, anyways, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and then all those currents, that's another synonym for those streams and those smaller bodies of water, those currents all flowing together into one sea. Whether that's the Caspian Sea, the Red Sea, I don't know, you can probably name more seas.
Pick a sea, whatever sea you want, pick it, that's the sea you want.
Yeah, whatever sea, whatever ocean you want. So yeah, that's how we can start it off like that, because we just we like that. We gotta keep you on your toes too. Gotta keep y'all viewers out there on your toes. But welcome to Astoria Story. This is episode 17. Episode 17.
Wow, 17.
17. Yes, 17. So we got some good things we're getting into tonight. We're gonna talk about your trip to Aruba, after we recap Money Mondays and all of that, and also just talk about how your general well-being, aside from business and personal finance and doing hair, cutting hair, braiding hair, crocheting, all of that. So how are you doing? This third day of February. Back from your vacation.
Yes. So I'm actually tired. That's the crazy thing. Mostly because of the time change. And I literally slept most of the day yesterday. I didn't do anything. And sometimes you just have to give your body grace to do that. So today was my first day back in the salon, and I worked pretty much a full day almost. I didn't go into like 11:30, but worked a full day. And so I'm tired, but it's not a bad tired, like, oh, I'm exhausted, just more like, ooh, I got so much I got to catch up on tired. Like the thought of all the things I need to do makes me tired. But again, this is retrograde. We talked about this. So it's making you slow down. So again, I'm giving myself grace. I have a to-do list. And if I don't get it all done tonight, no one's going to die. I'll get it done tomorrow. And we'll add to the next day. The thing for this time is I won't add extra stuff every single day. I'll finish the list and then make a new list.
There you go. All you got to do is, cross out what you did, then go up to the top of it and just like add another date to it. So if it said, Wednesday, February 3rd, just go ahead and add in, Thursday, February 4th too to that to-do list. But
exactly.
Yeah. So the retrograde did, slow our behinds down a little bit. I've definitely felt the effects of it, within the first couple of days. Definitely felt it this week. Technology was real finicky today. Communication was a little off. Communication was a little off. You know, there were some things some messages that I missed. Well, not missed, but I saw them, but I forgot about them.
Yep.
Yeah, some messages.
I've been having to go back and check messages too. It's okay.
Yeah. There's some messages that I saw, forgot about. Yeah, actually, DJ hit me up like, yeah, we had two meetings on Monday that already passed. I'm like, oh, we did. Oh man, I forgot about those. So that didn't happen. The video conferencing program that we use for my job, it's like, it's like Zoom, but it's not Zoom. It's another company. That crashed this afternoon for everybody.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah. Like it was already acting funny for some of my coworkers, throughout the morning and the early afternoon. But once we got towards like the end of the day, it just crashed altogether. Like we couldn't even get on it. So we did definitely feeling those effects. And like you said, the fatigue. Also feeling that fatigue, but I'm also fatigued by my long to-do list that comes from, it just comes from this time of the year. Just the midway point in the school year and all the midterm and mid-year stuff. And then on DJ the Money Coach, we're getting ready for tax season. So it's a lot going on. So
oh yes.
on that list. Definitely behind on my list too.
Trust me, I know. I had some tax stuff I was supposed to get to my accountant December 30th that she still ain't got yet. Because I was like, yeah, give me a minute. I'm gonna get it to you.
Right. Yeah. That
it happens. It happens.
Yeah. Happens often. It happens often. It don't just happen. It happens often.
Yep. Yeah. I think though part of it was this year was kind of like a weird year with way more expenses that you weren't thinking about, and even I have, QuickBooks and all those things that help her to reconcile everything. It's just a lot of stuff. Like it's just more of, oh, I forgot about this. Oh shoot, because it was a at home type of mode versus I'm on the go and I'm able to, keep up differently. I guess I don't know how to explain it. It feels like I keep up with things differently when I'm traveling versus, this part of the year was like, 2020 was like mostly what are we doing?
Yeah.
So.
Something it just is what it was. It was what it was.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into our topics for tonight. Of course, starting off with Money Mondays. Go ahead and give us the recap. Who'd you have on this past Monday? What'd y'all talk about?
Yeah. So it was the first Monday of the month. I will say year of the year. So February. So as always, Stacy's always on with me, and we talked a little bit about my travel and stuff like that. I kind of gave a little bit of tips, which I'll give some stuff that we'll talk about tonight. And then we talked about Valentine's and gifts and things that we could do differently for Valentine's, whether it is you're with a couple or single, money saving tips, that kind of stuff. So we kind of, it was more lax, wasn't more so about physically finance, like sometimes we are, but more about the fashion and what you could get your significant other type of thing. And mostly because I was traveling. So, thank God my flight landed early. And I was only like 3 minutes late for Money Mondays. Normally, I start at 6. And so I had posted that it would be like at 6:30, just in case, we had to get through customs or anything like that. But we made it. And it was a really good show. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm glad that you mentioned Valentine's Day, because I have to make our audience aware of a holiday that many of us don't know about, and it's actually been around for a while. It's a holiday called Black Love Day that's celebrated on February 13th, and it's yeah. So it was started in 1993 by Ayo Handy Kendi. She's a sister from Washington D.C. that I actually met during my years in college. Just being in D.C. She lived in the neighborhood that was right around the corner from campus. So she created this holiday, and it's a non-commercial alternative to Valentine's Day, and it focuses on holistic health also. I mean, not holistic health, holistic love. So Valentine's Day can tend to focus more on like the romantic side of love, even though, of course, you celebrate Valentine's Day with family and
with yourself,
all of that. Back in the day when we were in elementary school, we used to give out the Valentine's Day cards to everybody. So
they still do that.
Oh, they still do that? Okay, all right. I didn't know that was still a thing.
It is still a thing in elementary and middle school. It is still a thing.
Okay. But yeah, so Black Love Day, there's usually a theme every year focusing on a specific type of love. I didn't look up the theme for this year. I've been so busy, doing everything. I gotta look up.
I'm about to look it up while you talking.
But there's usually five. Yeah, there's 5 tenets of Black love. Is Black love, of course, towards yourself, towards your family, towards the community, towards the creator, and do I say is the 5th one the world? Something like that. But I have the Black Love Day book here.
Okay.
I got the book right here. So on Black Love Day, some ways that people celebrate it, like I did when I was in college. There was a Black Love Day ceremony that was held on campus, and that usually consists of performances, libations, some self-care. Like we did some breathing exercises because the founder, she's actually a breathologist, so she did some breathing exercises with us. People had the opportunity to do public apologies, in which they apologize to someone that they might have done wrong, or to themselves. So that's one way to celebrate, by having a ceremony. There's also gift giving, but for this holiday, you're encouraged to either give a handmade or a gift that you created yourself, or if you're going to buy a gift, buy it from a Black-owned business. So that's
I just looked it up, and so if you go on Eventbrite, she's having a virtual day. It's free. A relationship and virtual Black Love conference from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. for this year. This is for this year. And then I don't know how to say her name. How do you say her name again?
Ayo.
Yeah. So to demonstrate the 5 tenets, the Black love through the 5 tenets, which is loving acts. So love for the creator, love for yourself, love for the family, love for the community, and the Black race.
The Black race, yeah. That was
Yeah. I may have to get on this. I need to experience all of this. I'm gonna share this link with others. You know what? I might just get on IG Live and talk about it for like 2.5 seconds once I do some little research on it or whatever. But yeah, she's just taking donations and having a Black Love Day virtual conference on that Saturday. So I think that's pretty good.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm glad you looked that up.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. Don't worry.
Okay, I know you will. I
got you.
I know you will. Yep. There's also, this book contains, you know, all the history, how to hold the ceremony. There's also a Black Love Day pledge in here. So it's, you know, it's a lot of good stuff going on here. So that's
I need to order that book. I could find out where I have to get on Amazon or something and do some more research. But yeah.
This is actually the ebook. I actually printed it out, but I think she does have a physical version of the book too that you can order. But
so you can highlight and do, you know, like me, highlight, sticky notes, all that. I love that. I love that.
Exactly. All right, so that's Black Love Day, February 13th, and then also see. You can celebrate Valentine's Day too if you so choose. It's the 13th and the 14th. So there you go. So go ahead and check out Money Mondays to get the full rundown of that conversation. We're gonna touch on a little bit like you just mentioned. We'll touch a little bit on your trip. So we could just start with, I know you mentioned, you know, your arrival and everything. So, you could start with some general comments about the trip, like how was it in general, and then we can get into, you know, what the guidelines that folks need to know about traveling to Aruba and other places.
Those guidelines. You know what? The trip was absolutely amazing. I have really cool friends, and we do really cool stuff. So. We had a private chef come to the house one day. We stayed at Airbnb. We had a private chef come and make us a 4-course meal. So that was great. And then we had, we took a private, well, it wasn't supposed to be private, but due to COVID, you get it private. So we took a champagne/brunch cruise in the morning time. So it was like a half day. So that was really cool, you know, basically drunk on the ocean kind of thing. And then we had a lot of beach time and, you know, just lots of relaxing. We did, I definitely did yoga every single day, yoga meditation. One of my friends did it with me one of the days that I was there. So you'll see that posted eventually on my page somewhere on a Wellness Wednesday type of thing. And we just chilled. Honestly, we always take trips together. But this one was pretty dope. I mean, even with the COVID guidelines and the restrictions, we were able to enjoy Aruba. I will say this, if you're looking for a place with culture, Aruba does not have its own culture. This is what I tell people. And the reason why I say that is because it is a Dutch island, right? Well, it was originally a Dutch island. It's no longer a Dutch island, but it was. So everyone speaks English and Spanish, but mostly because it's in the Caribbean, but it's only 19 miles from South America, like from Venezuela, from you touching Venezuela, 19 miles. You can literally take a plane ride or you can take a boat and be in Venezuela. And so there's a lot of immigrants, I put it that way. So we met some people that was I was born in Jamaica, but I've been here since I was 2 type of stuff. You know what I mean? So they're now Arubian, right? They are a citizen of there, but they were born in a different country. So there's a hodgepodge of people, which means there's no real culture. So you had Jamaican, you had, you know, people from St. Croix, lots of people from South America, we had people from Amsterdam, we met people from all over. Nobody was born in Aruba, that we met while we were there. So that was really interesting to find out. There was no pure culture. There's a melting pot of things that's happening there. But yeah, it was a good trip. It was definitely, it went by so fast, but for me, just enough days, not too much. And of course, we looked at some property because, you know, we got our own little investment group and stuff. So we looked at some properties and we're we might need to purchase something down here. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. How many days?
4 days, 3 nights. Yeah. Okay. We got there on Friday. We left Monday.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That's a nice Nice little getaway. Yeah, nice length of time there. And you looked at properties too. So since you looked at properties, did that kind of make it into a business trip too, sort of? Okay, all right, yeah, okay, there you go. All right.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Everything. Listen, I no longer operate as a person. I keep telling y'all I'm a business. Okay. Yeah. This trip, however, since the accountant was there and one of the other investment partners was there, like 3 out of the group of investment partners were there. We decided instead of me writing it off on my personal business or all of us writing it off personally, we would just write it off on the investment as this was a annual meeting or whatever, right? And we did look at properties. So, yeah. And we have proof because we actually contacted people to, I mean, we didn't go like physically look at a property, right? But if we saw something and we saw like the listing thing or whatever, we made sure that we contacted the lister, those type of things. So yes, it was business and personal, which I feel like everybody's vacation should always be business and personal at some point. So that you can write it off. Like, why not? Like, does it make sense for you to just be, I mean, you can just travel just to be having fun or whatever like that, but you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Why not?
Right. Yeah. That's true. And if you don't know how to do that, you need to get with us. Give us a call, send us an email. We'll show you how to do that.
Definitely.
DJ the Money Coach, Spears of Money. Yep. All right.
On it.
Yes. Get on that. All right. So let's talk about some of these travel guidelines in the age of COVID.
So I'm saying,
long sigh.
I'm just gonna say, I told you that retrograde was gonna have some issues, right? Travel. Okay. First of all, used to be when you booked a flight, even if you booked 2 separate tickets, right? You could still check your bag to your final destination, right? So just so happened this trip, I was in charge of like bringing the t-shirts that we had, the mugs, whatever. So of course I couldn't carry on all that stuff. I had to check a bag. Yeah, American didn't let me check my bag straight through, even though I had already paid for it, right? So I had to. There's not enough time for you to now with the restrictions, right? There's not enough time for you to go get your bag and recheck back in, okay? Because you gotta show your COVID results, all that stuff, right? So I didn't get to take the original flight with my friends. Luckily, there was another flight an hour and a half later. So when we arrived in Miami, we took two different. There was no straight flights, right? So you had to go from Houston to Miami, and then Miami to Aruba. So we landed in Miami at, I don't know, like 9 something. The flight was at 10:23. So let's just say there's an hour. You couldn't check into the Aruba flight until you got your bag and then rolled around. So for anybody, I would just tell you, bring a carry-on. Don't worry about checking the bag, right? Unless you did a direct flight. And you didn't buy 2 separate flights, just because that's what the new guidelines are, whatever, when it comes to separate booking. Normally I separate book all the time and I've never had that issue. But whatever. So that was the one thing. I didn't make that flight, but I made the second flight, which was fine. I was only like, with the time change, it didn't even matter. I got there an hour after them. Now, when it comes to COVID guidelines, you do have to take a COVID test before you get on your flight. You have to show your negative results. Now, the airline accepted my results. They said it was good, it was cool, whatever, right? You have to take a certain type of test, right? And I had that specific test. When I got to Aruba, they said, no, ma'am, we don't take this test, even though I followed the guidelines that they said with this specific test. So when I got there and got off the plane, even though I showed them my negative results, I had to take another test in the airport and quarantine until I got my results, right? Air quotations, because your girl ain't quarantining nothing. Anywho. So yeah, so I'm gonna tell you it's a money grab because they did a lot of people like that, right? It's $75. You take it right at the airport after you go through customs, and then you take the test, and then they give you like this packet or whatever to tell you, wear your mask, blah blah blah, whatever, right? Now on top of that, you already had to purchase the $30 insurance to get into the country, right? So it's called an ED card and insurance, basically showing that your health is good or whatever. But if by chance you get COVID while you are there and you have a positive test trying to get back into the country, they help take care of your room and board and your food or whatever, right? So everyone has to pay this $30. How many people you think probably got COVID and actually using this $30? Money grab, okay? Money grab, money grab, money grab. I get it. Country suffering, you ain't got tourism, it's all good, right? But just so you know, when I landed, I was like pissed that I had to retake this test. Especially we leaving in 3 days, and technically I would have had to take another test anyway the next day so that we could leave, right? So really that test sufficed for my whole trip and I was fine, right? But it's just that immediate like $75 gone, like no talking about it, right? Give me your money. So that happened. But again, that's why you should, during retrograde, you have to pay attention to travel, pay attention to what you're communicating, blah blah blah, whatever. And the only difference in the test was it was the test that they wanted, but they do an oral and nose. So they specifically need, whatever for their test, which was fine. So yeah, you got to take a test to get in. You got to take a test to get out. Depending on how long your stay is, you just have to be within those 3 day window, which was fine. And after we took the test, I went to dinner, and we, went to the Airbnb. If you stay at a hotel or at a resort, you have to walk around with this card that says you've been tested and that you're negative. If you're staying at an Airbnb or whatever, you just have to tell them where you're staying, right? And the other thing is every single restaurant you go to, somebody has to put their name, where you're staying, and the phone number in case someone has COVID or something, they can contact you to make sure, if you were exposed, whatever like that. So those were the only couple of things that were hassles. Other than that, it was fine. The beach closed at 6 p.m., so there was a curfew. Beach closed at 6. Everything else in the whole city closed down at 10. You had to be in your place of residence by 11 p.m. If for some reason you needed to leave the place where you were, you had to call the police, tell them your license plate number so that, they knew you were out driving or whatever that was. So yeah, that was pretty much part of the trip, which for us, it didn't matter so much because we stayed at the Airbnb. And so by 6 p.m., you're pretty much ready to leave the beach anyway. It's about to get dark outside. You're not really thinking about it. And then restaurant wise, we just had to make sure we got to places ahead of time. Like one night we did go somewhere at like 9:15. And so it was just enough to like get some shots and halfway smoke a hookah. I don't smoke hookah, but that's what my friends wanted. So that's what they got. But yeah, other than that, it was fine. It's just like traveling any other time, just wear your mask.
Right.
When you eating, take your mask off. When you're drinking, take your mask off. The regular normal stuff.
Right. Yeah. So I guess it's safe to assume that any type of international travel that anyone might be doing, they can expect, some of the similar guidelines there as far as getting tested, as far as curfews and maybe distinctions between getting tested in your departure country or your origin to your destination. So these, I guess it's safe to assume that these are all things that you should take into account and be wary of when you're planning to travel internationally.
Yeah. For now, I don't think they have COVID guidelines for if you're traveling in the States, but I do know.
Yeah.
And I checked. I'll find out. I'm going to Vegas on the 20th, so we'll see if something is different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm traveling out of the country.
Yeah. As of right now, domestically is, they say to check the state's COVID guidelines and they say you got to check in, but there's really no way to, I guess, really monitor that or enforce people checking in with their results like it is on those international trips. But that's that's what I'm hearing so far 2020 2021 as far as domestic travel goes.
Yeah. I mean, they can enforce it slightly, but I mean, it's the airline's job to enforce it. So if the airline doesn't say anything, then you can't. Then it doesn't matter. Like, for example, we could check into our flights to go to Aruba, but you couldn't get your boarding pass until you got through like you had to go check in or whatever, right? And they had to see your negative test results, right? So like that was the thing. Like they're like, we can't complete your check-in, but it's whatever.
Oh yeah. Most of those domestic flights aren't on that level yet.
No. Yeah, from Houston to Miami, they didn't care. They were like, get on the plane. Bye.
Yeah. And there's pretty much like they'll just put it out there, go ahead and do it on your own, go to whatever website or link or whatever and do the survey, but they not actually there looking over your shoulder.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's just because people have been traveling domestically anyway, right? It's just more and more people are traveling internationally now, especially between the ages of 24 and 40, like those millennials, so they say, or whatever we are.
Yeah, that's what they call us.
Yeah. I don't feel like I'm millennial, but that's what they say I am. So the article basically said that there is more of us traveling now than ever before, mostly and taking advantage of the deals and stuff that are happening. But to me, it just makes sense. Like, what other time would you get this amount of, cheap rates on flights and Airbnbs or hotel rates and, things like that? Like, the hotel rate that my friends had for the night that they were there before we got there, it's like $153 to stay at a Hyatt. Like, them rooms be like $500 a night.
Yep.
I'm just saying. So, I mean, why not take advantage of the things that you can take advantage now? Just like going to Vegas, the flights are so cheap round trip on any airline. Honestly, why not? Why not go? My cousin wants to go for her birthday. She turning 30. Bam, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you thinking about it? Let's go. Bye.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the mentality you gotta have, we talked last week about being safe but not living in fear. That was last week, right?
Yep, that was last week.
Yeah, that was one of those shows. Yeah, okay, it was last week. So yeah, why not? That's true. So yeah, if you want to know more about these guidelines, like we mentioned earlier, Astoria talked about this on Money Mondays, so you can head over to the IG page, the IG live page.
And tomorrow I'm starting to do travel tip Thursday. So tomorrow I'll actually post and then I'll jump on live. I don't know what time. It's going to be whatever time I feel like jumping on live. Like, it's no specific thing, but it'll be available on IGTV later. But I'm going to jump on live and give a full rundown from the time we left to the time we got back of like the details and all that stuff like that. So, specifically just travel.
Right. But of course, if they're following you on IG, they'll just get the
They would know that.
They just get the notification. That's how that works. Or if they missed the live, they would get the notification of the IGTV. That's how that works. That's all there is to it. You don't need to give them a time necessarily. They just gotta follow you. They can get the notification.
Bam, there you go. And the only reason why I don't know what time is because there's a couple of different lives that I'm gonna be watching
Yeah.
because I love to support my friends when they are on lives and doing different things. So that's why I'm like, it's gonna be after whatever time I get done watching all of that. And I might even, you know what? I might even do a Clubhouse. Like I'll make a actual thing and actually get on Clubhouse and probably talk about it like in a room or something.
Yeah, like actually create a room and be like the moderator of it or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope. Yeah. All right. So any closing thoughts on anything that we talked about tonight? The traveling, the Aruba trip, the Money Mondays, Valentine's Day, anything.
All I'm gonna say for Valentine's Day is the same thing I said on the live. Listen, get something that somebody gonna actually use later on in life. We're buying these teddy bears and all the other stuff. I mean, it's cute. You can buy some chocolates, whatever like that. But if you're really thinking about money, Mondays, wealth, financial well-being, those things like that, or just increasing your self-care, right? Get somebody something they can use towards their self-care. So whether that be like a massage, a couple massage or something like that, buy them some stocks and something they could use, something they could put towards, what they need. If they're a person that likes to get waxes, get them, waxes, for like I'm a laser hair removal girl, get you some laser hair removal. I'm just saying get things that people actually appreciate, and can use instead of always going to the specific materialistic of chocolates, candy, whatever.
Jewelry.
Think someone. Let's think. If you live in a beautiful city like me, where it's probably going to be warm, do a picnic, make your own charcuterie board, get your own wine. Don't be thinking about going to a restaurant to spend a whole bunch of money. Y'all can invest that money in something else. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going to dinners, but just know that during Valentine's season, it doesn't seem like it's more expensive, but I promise you spend more money because you're trying to either impress, you want to buy a bottle, you want to do extra, so you end up spending more, and not enjoying the experience versus you could order Uber Eats to the house, right? Or you could order Uber Eats to meet you at the park, get you a bottle of wine, make a charcuterie board, whatever that is. Make it be different. And if we celebrate Black Love Day, baby, you better do something for yourself, honey. I mean, I think you should do something for yourself every day, but do something for Black Love Day for sure.
Yeah, especially on that day, do something for yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, and that's an experience too. And I think that's one of the purposes of the creation of that holiday, to focus on the experience rather than the material things. So yeah, that's beautiful right there. So Astoria, why don't you go ahead and close us out? Tell the people how to get in contact with you, how to get your course and your book and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, wow. Okay. So yeah, I do have a book. It is now available on Amazon Kindle. It is, you guys know I live a healthy lifestyle. I don't call myself a vegan, but it's vegan and vegetarian recipes that you can use to help change your lifestyle. There's about 15 different recipes in there. Quick read, cute little story in the beginning of it. So you can get that on Amazon. I don't have any classes coming up right now. I am really focusing on the building the business part of, the salon and things like that, the Reiki, stuff like that. So I don't have a class coming up right now. The next thing will probably be in March. I am going to do a self-love challenge though, but it'll be closer towards the end of the month. Not around Valentine's or anything, because I don't want it to be commercialized or anything. So to be probably the last week of the month. So just be on the lookout. If you follow me, you'll see it on my page and on IG. So MS_STORI. You can find everything. So from Money Mondays, the travel tips, the food tips, my hair stuff. It's pretty much turned into Astoria story page where you get a little bit of everything. If you specifically only want hair, click on the I Am Queen page, go over there and you can get all the hair stuff, right? Yeah, and then on Fridays, make sure you tune in to Nick's Knowledge and Notions. The webinar that's coming up February, is it the 12th?
It's actually going to be a couple webinars this month.
Right.
You know, all dealing with the tax refund, taking your tax refund and flipping it into your retirement. That's the theme. But you know, we're going to be talking about personal taxes. We're going to be talking about business taxes. So we're going to have, you know, webinars dedicated to those areas of, you know, preparing for tax season. So you know, the potential dates we got lined up, we have the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th. So it'll be 2 out of those 3. So that information will be coming out soon.
10th next week, baby.
Yep, it is. Yep,
yeah.
It is.
So yeah, the webinars, all that good stuff. Y'all, side note, we were talking about this when we got on. If you are not on Stash and you want to play around in the stock market, but you don't really know what to do or whatever, Stash is a really cool way for you to invest a little bit of money and get on. If you DM me, I'll send you my link so you can get your extra money from Stash. So you can start playing around with stocks. Like, be fun. My favorite thing about it, honestly, this month is they're doing Stash parties. So shameless plug, but every night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, they're basically giving away portions of stocks. And it doesn't matter if they give you $1 or 50 cents, whatever. That ain't the point. The point is free money that you can build on. You can add more if you like to, or you can just leave it where it is. Right now, it's a great time to be in the market because there's a change of power, lots of other things happening that people don't necessarily really pay attention to. So now's the time. And even if you taking your refund or whatever, put a little, take $20, $30, $100, put it over there, have a little fun. Just saying. Play the long game though. Not the I need to take it out every day. Play the long game. This is your retirement.
There you go.
10 streams of income, like we talked about at the beginning.
Yeah, 10 streams in order to achieve that pom lifestyle. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yep. So like Astoria mentioned, got my show coming up on Friday. We have special guest Nisha Howell coming on to talk about her new book and the success that she's had on Amazon. And, so you definitely want to be in tune for that one. And to follow us, we're 7 Spears of Money on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. 7 Spears of Money. The website is djthemoneycoach.com. All right. So the way we always close this out, we wish you a pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind, and come join us on the Beaches of the World Club. Then go on and tell them what Tabitha said.
And Tabitha said, now y'all gonna have yourself a beautiful evening. And even if you can't have no good evening, don't you dare go messing up nobody else's. Okay? All right. Love y'all.
Yeah, and I love y'all too. Peace.